little barn. Kennedy, tell her that you want to donate.
Of course, again, we're so close to the Canadian border, they fly the Canadian flag just a tad bit lower than the U.S. flag.
We put a carpet on the bottom of it, so if you want to put a barn, it's carpeted. Okay, we have...
Some old antique automobiles.
Following right behind.
Right across is the old Huff and Puffers.
That are vertical, go up and down. The boiler, just go over there and talk to the grand. 2 in, maybe, could be. Just drop this up and follow it right behind. We have a tin fridge or the, and you see it's got an electric start right off the. Many of us Moline brought out the Avery, and it has, you can see away from Northwood Road here in Lyndon. And grandson Jim Galen is at the controls on it. He's had this here several weeks.
Tractor parade is still going on. This was recently rebuilt last year. If I'm lucky, I'll get an interview with the operator right there, and he's the fellow that rebuilt it. He's a welder machinist at the oil refinery, and this is his hobby. At 12 noon, they'll blow these steam whistles. I'll make an attempt to get pictures and sound of the steam whistles. These were used in large manufacturing, grain mills, that type of thing. This is another operating steam tractor here today. The monstrosity of this wheel.
Okay, this is a 1911 2575 Rumley. It is owned by Fred Pollender. And it came out of Montana, out of the Fort Peck water reservoir. It sat underwater for about 40 years. Some ranchers in the area, when they were logging around the area, they in a drought, they got it up out of the water and got it up on the bank, and then the water came back up and the water froze around it and actually broke out one of the front wheels. And then it was brought up to Lyndon here probably in the early 80s, and was restored again a couple of years ago. Been running ever since.
I watched it run a year ago. You were running a thrashing machine with it.
Yep.
And you're a welder, right, at the refinery?
Yep.
And you rebuilt the tubes and the boiler?
We tore the boiler down. We cut all 66 2-inch tubes out of it. Took all the plumbing off, replaced that with all Schedule 80 plumbing, and rolled in all new tubing, used 11, 12 gauge tubes, and got the boiler certified with the state.
What's the certified? 150 pounds or?
We're certified at 120.
120, okay.
Yep. So we've got to finish up some work to the cylinder, and hopefully we'll have it pulling and plowing by next year.
See, these big boilers produce steam and they pipe it over to these little small steam engines. Matthew traveled with Cliff Madison for about 20 years, done these shows. They showed their engines and stuff all in the same roped off area. And when Matthew passed away, Cliff started this little memorial each year for Matt at all the shows that he attends. These are the food vendors. They have wonderful, wonderful hamburgers and homemade pie, and it's just a great place to be. Many display buildings on the property. They will be grinding corn again around 1 o'clock, so I'll be back for that. Water reservoir to keep the piston cylinder cool. Over the many years, there were many different designs and shapes on adjustable wrenches, commonly called a crescent wrench, but actually adjustable wrenches were made by many different companies. Many of these machines came with a specially designed wrench that would fit the need of that particular machine. Nice display of early chainsaws, different type and designs of chainsaws for different purposes. Display of stationary motors and engines. More chainsaws and real man-killer chainsaws, drag saws. Misery whips, two-man cross cuts. Falling saws, bucking saws. Here's a display I've never seen before. I've used them many times in splicing cable and rope, but these are marlin spikes, and they're used to put endless splices in wire cable or rope. Put an eye in a cable, or to join two ends of a cable together to make a continuous loop. Here we have different falling wedges. Put an undercut in the tree and you drive the wedge in to make the tree go a certain way. Various handles that go on the end of a crosscut saw. Two-man bucking saw. This building houses all kinds of little nooks and crannies with various displays. Most of it's antique stuff from different segments of past history. You can see there's milk separators and gas pumps and just a whole bunch of stuff in this first little cubicle. And we look down and you can see there's probably maybe 18 different little displays. Just a lot of things to see and do. This is part of the benches for the parades that they have a couple times a day. Kind of a unique flower planter. Probably a penny toss or something in there. I know they had penny toss earlier today.
We have still time to walk 5 more minutes. And we'll start off with the kids' candy scramble. Candy today. So we have our regular.
This is what Karen wants. She wants that tan pickup truck.
Extra candy.
She says she'd be a happy camper with that tan pickup truck.
The Little Red Barn is here, and that's available. Now, when it gets, we've got troubles already. He's going to try and start it so he can grind corn. Come up and told me not to forget to thank Windermere. And I says, where were you? And she said, I never heard you say anything about Windermere bringing candy. I said, yes, I did. I did it 3 times already just now. Oh, look at Dave. He said, it's not going to fire. Over here, the motor won't start. We can't grind corn unless we get this big 2-cylinder oil full. And we're having troubles getting it to go. But if we get that thing fired up, we're going to have fresh cornmeal. You can buy it right there at the tip. Matter of fact, Norm is buying the ladder in the pile of straw. And what those are is prizes. We have ice cream, popcorn, t-shirts, different drinks. And she'll tell you what they are. If you find one of those tokens, whoop, Dave got it going. We're going to grind corn. And if you find one of those tokens, bring it to Shelly. She has, what is that? Kind of a dark gray or blue top on. What color is it? Blue? Ford blue. Okay. Oh, age is 1. Okay, let's have it. First of all, let's have everybody step back from the pile now. We got to get the right age. Everybody back. Way back. Go. And we jump into the pile, look for the candy. There's candy, there's coins, and there's tokens in there. If you find money, put it in your pocket. Like a bunch of quarters or dimes or nickels. Great. Look at the coins going in there. Shelly's going to go get more candy, and I think we'll ask her to hold up the tractor prize too later on. We'll do that. But she's going to get some candy right now and put in the straw pile. Oh, there goes some more coins. Look at them. Dollars and dollars and dollars. Thank you, folks. But that'll give the kids a little incentive to dig. Okay, here comes Shelly with the candy. Make way here, and we will load a pile with some more candy for the next event. Shelly will throw some in, and when she gets a chance, what do we have in the box, Shelly? What's in the box there? On your mark, get set, go! In we go, jump, look for the candy. Now, while we're digging, remember, if you find a token, bring it to Shelly. And one of those tokens, by the way, is for the tractors. Now I have to ask Jamie. Jamie, is there a Kathy's coffee in there somewhere, too? The reason he put held on backwards is that turns the corn grinder the right direction. So it seems like it's backwards, but it's really not. It has to turn in that direction. Oh, there's people over there 100 years old. Plus, if you want to look at it, on the inside of the barn, there's a letter of authenticity. They're all the way down at the bottom on the grass. So if you're rubbing your hands on the grass at the bottom, you're right where the tokens are. You can feel them. Look at them go. I wished I was in the middle of that. I can read Abe's lips right now. He said, if I had my choice, I'd be right in the middle of that. They'd put some straw down my neck. I'd feel really good.
Best homemade rhubarb pie. Not too sweet. Been buying it here for years. Been coming here for ever since 1984. This steam engine, 2-cylinder steam engine, swing around and look at the boiler. It's 3:35 and they're closing down for the night. They close this park at 5, so they're shutting the sawmill down, so we won't get pictures today. Refuge conveyor from under the saw, she's cleaning up. That's where the sawdust is coming from now.